Okay, this is 2.1 on poetry for Wednesday, the 25th of August. Now, this is the page that we last had in the first part of our poetry. And so I'm going to start on this page again because I'd like to talk about a few words here. So, for example, when we talk about figurative language, just think about a figure as in a person, the figure, to draw a picture of a figure, the figurative, not only of a person, of a tree, of an image. Figurative speech, figurative language helps you draw a picture in your mind about what's going on in the poem. Figurative language, using figurative language, all right? So parts of figurative language are, for example, similes down here. Now for similes, you use the words like or as. Similes. You'll know a simile when you see them use like or as. See, my muscles are like rock. See that? My muscles are like rock. Or the chocolate is as brown as my skin. Chocolate is as brown as my skin. So that's a simile. See? Now a metaphor is different. Metaphor. A metaphor does not use like and as. Sometimes you get these two confused. A metaphor is different. If you see a poem or a sentence or a line in a poem which has like or as, it's not a metaphor. It's a simile. You need to understand the difference between both of them. So a metaphor is when you compare one thing with another. So there is a great cliff face, and it looks like a nose. See that? That's a metaphor. That great trunk of a tree looks like my thighs. They're metaphors. You're comparing it to something else. The personification we can use in those two examples that I've just used. That big cliff face, pointed cliff face, out on the beach, on the ocean, looks like a nose because we're using human features or human qualities to an object, the cliff face on the beach. The other example is that great big tree trunk is like my thighs. So we're comparing our human body parts, our thighs, to an object, a tree. All right, let's move on. So figurative language in poetry. An example. Can you find some similes and metaphors in this poem? Some examples have been included for you. Let's read it. Majestic and proud, he elegantly stalks through the jungle, fur as orange as the blazing sun, striped like a prison cell. Silent and alone, he dutifully guards his territory. His eyes are tiny balls of gold, piercing through the darkness. See, can you see what it is? Can you see this part here, the top of a tiger? Muscular and powerful, he effortlessly captures his prey. His teeth are daggers, a strong warning to others. Strong and lean, he spreads himself on a silent rock, sleep embracing him like a blanket, his hunger quenched. So, in summary, for our second and last part of our poetry today, Poetry allows people to express their thoughts and feelings about something in a creative way. Poets use elements of poetry such as structure, rhythm, rhyme, sound devices, and figurative language to make their poems engaging and interesting. Poems can be written about just about anything. That is the beauty of poetry. Good luck. So to move on to our activity today, Poetry Detective, we have the title of the poem, and I've chosen one of them that we've spoken about today. So, in the deep dark night the bats will fly, past the trees and the clouds on high. In the deep dark night the moon will glow, reflecting its light on the earth below. So we'll call this the deep dark night. So let's go back. Let's call it the deep dark night as the title. Alright? So there's our title, Deep Dark Night. Now what type of poem is it? Well, I think it's a fixed verse. See here? Fixed verse. So that's the type. Let's write that down. It's a fixed verse. Let's place that there. Alright? And you place that. You don't tick any of these boxes. You say something else. It's a fixed verse. Write that there. Fixed verse. Alright, let's move on. What is the poem about? What is it about? A dark night, a bat, a moon, and the moon. There we go. Dark night, bat, and moon. There we go. Alright. Is there a rhyming pattern? If so, what is it? Yes, there's a rhyming pattern. Fly, high, glow, below. Here's a rhyming. Ooh. Fly, high, glow, below. Okay, so let's write that. So have we got, let's get into this part here. Yes, fly, high, glow, below. Yeah, write that there. Okay. Has the poet used imagery? Yes, it has. There's some consonants. Well, let's just say no. So, no. This one we can just write no. Are there any similes, metaphors, personification? None. Copy an example of imagery from the poem. None. No and no. Alright. What is your favorite word or phrase in the poem? Favorite word. Favorite word. glow. That's one. Alright, I'll use that one. Glow. There's my favorite word in it. Glow. Next one. Explain why you like it. Oh, well, because you can fly free. You can glow like the moon. Glow like the moon, that's why. What is your least favorite word? Night. I don't like night. Night. Explain why you don't like it. Because it's scary. If you could change this word or phrase, what would you change it to? Hairy. Maybe. No, let's take that away. Maybe I'll change it to evening. Evening. Right? And does the poem follow a repeating pattern or rhythm? Yes. Yes. In the deep dark night. In the deep dark night. Yes, it does. Alright, let's move this up because we're missing some. Right. How does the poem make you feel? Happy. Because you can be free like a bat. Who would you recommend this to? My friend, because she likes bats. Maybe. Alright. Does the poem contain any of the following? Repetition? Yes. Yes. Alliteration? No. Assonance? Yes. Assonance because it uses words like glow and below. Let's write that down. Glow and below. And it also uses consonants as well. Glow and below, the same words. Well, it's also repetitive in the deep dark night. Well, that's the end of that activity, people. That's the end of part number 2, poetry. We'll now move on to maths. Thank you.